Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So, in this lecture, we'll see how the brickwork estimation has to be done. So, if you remember, we had taken out the total brick that is required. I mean, the brick in the cubic meter estimation we had done, isn't it? So, if I go back to the brickwork part, yeah, you can see here all these are the brickwork quantities we have taken, like 8.920 cubic meter. Okay, but we don't know how much bricks is required. We don't know all those things. So for that, first we'll understand the costing basic part, and later we can find what is a bricks that is required, how many number of brick is required, and all. Okay, yeah. So first understand there are two types of brick. I mean, there is only one type of brick. The first one we call it as a actual size of a brick. Okay, and the second is a nominal size. Actual size means whatever is available in the market. So the dimension of that is 190 mm is the length of that, 90 mm is the height of that, and the width of my brick is also 90 mm. So this is a actual size of a brick. And there is another called as nominal size, that is with mortar. Whenever you place the brick, you add mortar into that, right? You can see the mortar here. So when you place it with a mortar, we call that as a nominal size. So the nominal size of the brick will be 20 centimeter by 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter, means it will be 200 mm. You add 10 mm extra. 190 plus 10 is 200. So this will become 200 mm. Height also will become 200 mm. This width also will become 100 mm. That means you can see here, if I try to enlarge this particular image, see here. Okay. So this is actual height. This is actual height of your brick. That is a actual size. When I say nominal size, it will include even the mortar thickness. The thickness of the mortar will be usually 10 mm. So height will be 90 plus 10 is 100 mm. Also the length. This is width. I mean, this is width part. Okay. So the width, or let us say length part. Here it is width given, but actually that is a length part. So if I see from front, it will be length for me. So length is actually 190 mm. But when you add along with the mortar, so it includes this mortar thickness also, it will come out to be 200 mm. Next is the width part. So this is the width. So width is 90 mm. Another 100 mm you have to add. That is for the another 10 mm you need to add, which is a mortar thickness, which comes out to be 100 mm. Okay. So that much is understood. So if somebody asks you, tell me the actual size of the brick, you should tell 190 by 90 by 90. If somebody asks you, tell me the nominal size of the brick, the nominal size of the brick is 200 by 100 by 100. Okay, simple. Now I've prepared one Excel sheet like this. You also have to prepare on your own. Again, I'll not teach you. First, I've written actual brick size. That is, we call this as modular size of the brick also, which is length is 190, breadth is 90, depth is 90. So again, this is a standard brick what is available. In some places, you may get a brick of 230 mm also. The length will be 230, and this will be like let us say 2 inch, 9 inch by 4.5 inch. So it's written here 4.5 inch. Okay, 4.5 inch is 4 inches. So it comes out to be 112. Okay, 115, and this will be 75 mm. So this kind of brick is also available in the market. But right now, this one, okay, 9 inch by 4.5 inch by 3 inch, which is 230 by 115 by 175. So it all depends how the brick is manufactured, who is going to manufacture, in which place the brick is available. So most part of the India, you find a brick having a length of 190 by 90 by 90. And also there are certain bricks which is even 200 mm. Okay, and it is 8 inch here. It will be 100 by 100. It totally depends. So this will be 75 in some of the cases. Totally depends. Okay, but the method remains the same, whatever I'm going to teach you. Fine. So this is understood. So first you find the volume of this. This is in mm, this is in mm, this is in mm. I want in meter the volume. So what I have done, 190 by 90 by 90, and then you divide this entire thing by this much. Else you can do one more thing. You can instead of writing in meter, you can write it in instead of writing in mm, you can write in meter also. So it will be 0.19. I'll write here. So this will be 0.09, and this will be 0.09. Okay, and now you multiply this. 0.19 multiply by 0.09 multiply by this, you'll get the same answer. Okay, got it? No, it's totally up to you how you want to write it. What I have done is I have taken 190 by 90 by 90, and then I divided by this number. Okay, so I cannot read out how it is. Very simple. You have to divide this by 1000. So 1000 means 30 for this, 30 for this, 30 for this. Totally, I should divide it by 90. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 90. You can see. Okay, so that is why I got 0.015, 14. So this is the volume of the one brick. Now I'll go with the nominal brick size. So nominal brick size is whatever answer you got, you add 10 extra to that. Okay, that is a mortar thickness. So 200, 190 plus 10 is 200, 90 plus 10 is 100, 90 plus 10 is 100. So what I have done while linking, I have done 190 plus mortar thickness I have added. Similarly here also 90 plus 10 I have done. Again here also I have done 90 plus 10. So sometime let us say if you change the mortar thickness to 20 accordingly answer also is going to change. Okay, but most of the cases we use a 10 thickness only. So I have written 10 fine. So again, how you'll find the volume? Again, you'll find the volume for this, that is 0.2 by 0.1 by 0.1, and this will be 0.2 by 0.15. So this will be volume, which is 0.002. Okay, you can do that now up to here. Fine. So you got the volume of single brick, which is 0.0154, and you got the volume of the brick, that is a nominal brick, that is 0.02. Fine. Now I need to find for 1 cubic meter how much brick is required. How you will find that? It's very simple. I have a volume here. If I divide it, 1 divided by this volume will give me the number of bricks. So what I have done, 1 for 1 cubic meter. No, so 1 divided by this thing, nominal brick size you do. So 1 divided by 0.002, which will be 500 500 numbers. So in your engineering days, you might have studied, or somewhere you might have found that 1 cubic meter, 500 bricks is required. So how did we get that? It's very simple. 1 divided by volume, if you do, you'll get 500 number of brick is required. Okay, this is for 1 cubic meter. Now we'll try to find. So the actual volume of one brick, is 0.0154. This is actual volume of brick without mortar. And volume of one brick with mortar is 0.002. Okay. So now if I deduct the volume of one brick with mortar with actual volume of one brick, will I not get this mortar quantity? Simple, no? If I take the brick with mortar and if I deduct that with only the brick, will I not get the mortar quantity which has gone into this one brick? Obviously, I'm going to get. So what I'll do, mortar volume for one brick will be 0.002 minus 0.00154. Try to do that. You're going to get how much? 0.00046. So this is the volume of a mortar which has gone inside the one brick. Okay, fine. Now I have found the mortar volume for one brick. So how many bricks? This is for one brick. Okay, how much bricks I have? 500 bricks I have. So total mortar volume for 1 cubic meter, if I want to do 1 cubic meter of the brickwork, how much bricks is required? I know 500 bricks is required. How much mortar is required? So what I'll do, 500 I'll multiply by 0.00046. I'll get 0.2305 cubic meter of the mortar is required. So if you remember this, it's well and good. If somebody asks you, I want 1 cubic meter of a brickwork to be done. For example, somebody told you that he has done a calculation and he has found some 10 cubic meter of the brickwork has to be done. He'll ask you, tell me how much bricks is required. You will multiply 10 into 500 because for 1 cubic meter, 500 brick is required. For 10 cubic meter, it will be 5,000 number of brick is required. Then he will ask you, tell me how much mortar will be required. Again, you know, for 1 cubic meter, you required 0.2305 cubic meter of the brick mortar for how much? 0.2305. This is for 1 cubic meter. He has 10 cubic meter. You just multiply this 0.2305 into 10. So this will be 2.305. You can tell this much amount of mortar is required if you want to do the brickwork for 5,000 bricks. Very simple, no? Yeah, great. So up to your calculation is clear. Now we'll come here. Now, usually this whatever, see, now whatever answer I told you, this is the total volume of mortar, no? But I don't know how much cement is required, how much sand is required. So for that, what I have done for 1 cubic meter mortar estimation, let us go. I have a ratio of 1:6. Okay. What is this? 1:6 is the ratio for that. So what do you mean by 1:6? That is 1 part of cement and 6 part of sand. Here you don't use aggregate like you use it in the concrete. You don't use aggregate here. Okay, sometimes we go with 1:5. Sometimes we go with 1:4 also. So these things will be mentioned. But most of the time, if it is external, okay, anyhow, it will come in plastering. I'll explain you. But now explain. Now understand that your ratio is 1:6. Okay. So how will you find the cement and sand? For this, whatever calculation I taught you, same thing I need to do. Whatever calculation I taught you here, same thing will be done. Only the thing is here we used to take 1.54, 1.54. But for cement mortar, it has been found that there will be 33% increase. There will be 33% increase. Exactly. That means you need to take 1.33 as your multiplying constant. Okay, this is one way. Few people take this as 1.44 also. Okay, because a few people follow 1.33, few people follow 1.44. So in my earlier course, I had taken 1.33, which is also correct. In this course, I have taken 1.44. It is also correct. Either you can take 1.33 or you can take 1.44. There is no much value. Okay, there is no much difference coming. Okay, simple. So what I have done, I'll do it here if you want. So plus again the same calculation 1.44. Okay, conversion factor multiply by 1, that is for one, for mortar for 1 cubic meter I'm doing, multiply by cement volume, that is 1. Okay, so this value divided by total ratio is 1 plus 6, close the bracket, and then what you can do, you can divide this by 0.0347 because that is a volume of a cement bag. Okay, and if you press enter, it will be 5.92, and if I bring it like this, it will be 5.93. so here it is 1.44, 0.035 I have taken. That is why. Okay, I can take 0.035. I'll get the same answer. Yeah, now it is okay. Yeah, 5.9. Got it, no? Simple. Now come to the sand part. How you are going to do the sand? Again, same thing for sand. 1.44 multiply by 1 for 1 cubic meter multiply by sand ratio, which is 6. So this you divide by total ratio. Total ratio is 1 plus 6. Close the bracket. Now you multiply this by 35.31 because I want it in CFT. So which is 43.58. You can see same answer I have got here. So whatever answer you got, now if somebody asks you, I want to make a 1:6 ratio of cement mortar, how much amount of cement and sand is required? This answer you need to keep in your mind. So 5.9, let us consider 6 bag is required and 43.58 CFT of sand is required. Okay, this is how you are supposed to take care of that. Got it, no? Fine. Now, what is the use of this? It's very simple. Here, what is the quantity of mortar I got? 0.2305. Okay, so for 0.2305, how much amount of cement and sand is required? Very simple. I'll do it here. So this is my mortar quantity. Multiply by what I'll do? This one, cement bag. Why? This whatever calculation I have done, this is constant. For 1 cubic meter I have done. For 1 cubic meter, if it is 5.9, for 0.2305, what I'll do? 0.2305 multiply by 5.9 you do, will get 1.35 bags. Very simple. Similarly, sand. Sand for 0.2305 cubic meter, I'll multiply by sand 43.58. I'll get how much? 10.04 CFT of a sand is required. You're getting my point, no? Else you can do the same calculation here, like 1.54 and all. But since we have it for 1 cubic meter ready, whatever answer you're getting here, no, cubic meter, just multiply by 5.9. If you don't understand in that way, you can even do the same thing here, like 1.44. I'll do it plus 1.44 multiply by not 1 this time. You have your mortar quantity ready with you. Take this mortar quantity, multiply by cement ratio, that is 1. You divide it by total ratio, that is 1 plus 6. Close the bracket, and then you divide this by 0.035 and hit the enter button. How much you got? 1.35. How much I got? Same thing. So instead of doing this calculation and writing 1.44 again, what you can do, these things are ready. This is ready-made answer we have for 1 cubic meter. Okay, for 0.23 your answer will be 1.35 bag of cement is required. You can do this thing, bring it. Okay, okay, 1.3, you can even round up and make this as 1.5 bag also, doesn't matter. Okay, and 10.05 CFT of sand is required. Getting my point? For example, let us consider I have 50 cubic meter of the brickwork to be done. Tell me how much amount of cement and sand is required. Simple. For 50, I'll multiply by 5.9. Finish. So I require 293 bags of cement if I want to do 50 cubic meter of the mortar. If I have 50 cubic meter mortar, I require 293 cement bag, and for sand it will be again 50 multiplied by 43.58. So if you remember this 5.9 and 43.58, if you go anywhere and if somebody asks you a question, you can directly answer this. Okay, if you don't remember this, no, again you have to do all this calculation. So instead of that, try to note down this. If it is for 1:6, I require 5.9 bag of cement and sand is 43.58. If somebody asks you for 1:4 ratio, According to that, this is for 1:4 ratio. Somebody asked it for 1:5. For 1:5, it is 6.9 by 42 and 6.9, and sand is 42.37. Getting my point, no? So usually we have three ratio: 1:4, 1:5, and 1:6. You just change the value. I have done this. It's very simple thing. What you can do, I have explained you. In the same way, you prepare this Excel sheet. Okay, great. So what is the importance of this? Okay, now we learned all these things. So what is the importance? The importance is that already we have taken the quantity takeoff. Already we have done. If I come here in the plastering quantity, in the brickwork quantity, you see here, this is the brickwork what I have. 8.920 cubic meter of the brickwork is done. Okay. So I know for 1 cubic meter, 500 bricks is required for 1 cubic meter. How much cubic meter I have? 8.9, no? So what I'll do? 8.9 multiply by 500. Finish. So I require 4,459 bricks is required. Again, for one brick, how much amount of mortar was required? For one brick, the mortar requirement was 0. From here only we got all these things. Total mortar volume for 1 cubic meter of the brickwork is 0.2305, right? Remember the value. I'll write it down. This is for 1 cubic meter. 1 cubic meter mortar. Now, what is the answer we got? Brickwork. So we got 8.920 cubic meter of the brickwork is to be done. So the total mortar will be this one multiplied by 0.2305. Finish. So 2.056 cubic meter of your mortar is required. And how much number of bricks is required? 4459. Let us say 4460 bricks is required. Only if you want to do the outer wall 9-inch thick brickwork. Similarly, I have this thing, I have all these things. So what I have done completely, I have written all these things. You also can do. Later, I'll explain you how it has to be done. So total ground floor brickwork volume is this much. So what you can do, this volume, you multiply by 500. So you'll get the total brickwork, that is 22,831 bricks is required. And again, for this much brickwork, how much? 0.2305. This much mortar is required. Okay. Is it correct? Whatever I have done? Yeah. 0.2305, correct, right? It is 0.2305 only, no? 0.2305, correct. Yeah, so this much mortar is required. Okay, 5 to 6 to cubic meter of a mortar is required. Okay, so in this way you're supposed to do the calculations. Okay, anyhow, we'll come to this later. Not now, it's not required, but I explained you the practical applications of that, why we are learning all these things. Okay, so you have to prepare the sheets like this and keep it, and later we can use all these things. Okay, so this is total mortar volume for 1 cubic meter of the brickwork. Okay, I think one mistake I did. Okay, sorry for that. Here also, yeah. Why, why did I tell, because the volume what I was getting, it's a huge volume. That is why, if you remember what I did, 45.663 multiply by 500 I should do. This is correct, 500. And now what I did, no, this I multiplied by 0.205. That is why I was shocked at this value. 5260 is a huge amount. You never get. I did one mistake. What I should have done is this volume. Okay, this is a brick volume, no? Multiply by 0.2305. Yeah, now it is correct. Yeah, that's it. 10.52, because brickwork you don't require so much of mortar and all. Okay, that is why I was shocked. So I told you I'll see in the next lecture. Now I understood that the mistake. So 10.52 cubic meter of this is required. What is that? Mortar is required. For this, how much cement sand you can find? No, very simple. 10.52 you can come and put here. 10.52. I'll put here 10.52. Simple. Already I've done it. If you want, I'll do here. Okay, I think that is removed. I'll write here 10.52 is my total quantity. Okay, so according to this, for 10.52, I'll multiply by 6.9. If it is 1:5 ratio, I require 72 bags of cement, and 10.52 multiply by 42.37, I require 445 CFT of a sand. Simple. Your material calculation is done. Based on that, you can order your material. If you want to find the cost, this multiply by how much? The cost of one cement bag is 400 rupees. This is the total cost that is required for cement. If you want it in dollars, you divide this by 80 for us. Finish. So $360 will be, it will cost you $360 if you want to procure 72 bags of a cement. Okay. Similarly, you can do all the estimation. Getting my point? Great. So in this way, I've explained you for the brickwork. So in the future lectures, we'll see about the wall putty, then their paint and all. Okay, great. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.